This powerful documentary takes us to the zones that touch our hearts, minds, and souls. I'm thinking of my dear sister Amy's precious daughter, Shalyn. Brother Scott's precious son, Danny. And 68,000 precious others lost because of the indescribable, vicious, and pernicious market-driven healthcare system. One of the first things I'll do when I get to the White House is have an executive order to say we're going to have emergency healthcare across the board available to everybody. Why? That's what's decent. That's what's moral. That's what's just. So when you see this documentary, be moved to action. We need collective action to bring some decency to these barbaric circumstances. I want all working people to have health care. I think that human beings are so precious and priceless that they ought to have access to the highest quality of health care in their short move from mama's womb to tomb. And that is something that so many other nations already have been able to institutionalize.
Fight, Shalyn. You get through this. You're too young. You have too much to live for. Fight. I mean, I did this for hours. At this point, I knew injustice had happened. I talked to my husband about it, who is an immigrant from Brazil. And I remember the moment that he said, you know, if she had been in Brazil or even Saudi Arabia, she would have had a better chance of getting care than she had in the United States in that moment.
If people who are sick, they have a problem that I know I can help them with, but there's always a cost obstacle. The most common question I get asked as a doctor, the most common question by far, is how much is this going to cost?
And you can kind of see it start to happen in front of us as people like Biden and Kamala Harris tweeted healthcare is a human right in 2020, even as Joe Biden said he would veto Medicare for all if it came across his desk.
For working people, you are at the center of public policy, not Wall Street, not looking at the stock market, but rather Main Street and looking at access to health care.
My sister, who lives in Canada, was visiting for Christmas and she was knitting, and I just kind of wistfully looked at her work and said, that looks so amazing. I wish I could do that. And she said, well, you can. I knit some of those pussy hats, and it was really neat. You could fill out, you could label your hats and you could put your name on it and you could put what are the issues that matter the most to me. So the hats that I sent to the DC Women's March actually had Medicare for All. So my Women's March hats had We Need Medicare for All on them.
He found out that he missed a $20 payment for a Medicaid program, and they cut him off of a medication with a known suicidal risk. On April 9th of 2019, I read a suicide note on Facebook, and it says to us, I can't get above this pain, and I've decided death by drowning. He drove his truck into the Mohawk River. So I jumped in the car, and I tried to race down the lake and save him. And I had to make the conscious decision to drive home and tell my wife our boy was dead because he missed a $20 fucking payment.
Thank you for hosting this screening, and especially for hosting it in honor of Danny and the many, many others who we have seen fall victim to our predatory healthcare system. I really appreciate the work that the Cornel West campaign is doing, and I'm happy to be here. Making this film has been just an absolute, it's ranked as the top experiences of my entire life. I gained a family making this movie.
I'm really excited about expanding Medicare, and it is an emergency now. We're all getting sicker as a nation. I recently talked about how people are getting cancer diagnoses much younger, colon cancer, breast cancer, all sorts of cancers, and we don't know why, but one of the biggest reasons why is capitalism is poisoning us, right? Microplastics, pesticides, all sorts of things. And just the trauma and the stress that young people are living through nowadays, living through a war, living through climate change. all that stress and trauma weathers you and ages you.
I'm so grateful to this Campaign for Truth, Justice, and Love for hosting this. And Scott, your words were so powerful at the beginning. I just really want to hearken back to that and thank everybody who is here, because I know there's a lot going on. I think, as I just said before, like the hope is difficult, and we're sort of a movement where people have a lot of different ideas about where we go from here. And so just the fact that people are here in solidarity sharing this moment in a movement with us tonight really means absolutely the world to us.
Cornel West has been leading his campaign with a word that we don't typically see in most political campaigns. That word is love. It is a word that most of us take for granted. We love this food or that. I love pizza. We love our homes, cars, personal possessions. But is that really love? Is that the love that Dr. West is leading by? I don't think so. I'm asking if anybody would be willing to take a picture of their candle that they lit for these lost people and share it on their social media with the hashtag Healing Us with Love.
Healthcare is a human right.
You know you loved me.